welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video we will be learning about some of the very important concepts of stereochemistry which will be used throughout the organic chemistry. Okay, and that is what is a chiral carbon, then a pseudochiral carbon, and these naming techniques. Okay, now if you haven't watched my previous video, in that I have told about CIP rules, okay, which will be the guidelines for RS naming. Okay, so please do watch that. And one more thing also, that half of this video will be in Hindi because I already recorded it, and the later half is in English. Okay, now some of you had commented in previous videos, so I will be continuing some videos in English only. Okay, so let's start without any delay. ऑलराइट गाइस, तो ईज एट नेमिंग हमने देख ली, ठीक है, और CIP रूल्स भी हमने पढ़ लिया, किस तरह प्रायोरिटी देते हैं. अब RS नेमिंग में जाने से पहले हमें ये जानना जरूरी है कि कायरल कार्बन क्या चीज है भला. ठीक है, तो मैं लिख देता हूं डेफिनेशन, जल्दी से लिख लो तुम भी, कि sp3 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड कार्बन having 4 different groups attached to it. ठीक है, मतलब अगर मान लो तुम्हारे पास कोई कार्बन है और उससे कोई ग्रुप जुड़ा है, मान लो H, ठीक है, F, Cl, Br, ऐसा कोई 4 ग्रुप अलग अलग जुड़े रहने चाहिए. अब देखो सीधी सी बात है कि अगर 4 ग्रुप जोड़ने हैं तो फिर वो sp3 होना चाहिए. ठीक है, नहीं तो अगर sp2 होगा तो फिर उसमें 2 बॉन्ड खाली होंगी या 3 बॉन्ड खाली होगा. ठीक है, 3 बॉन्ड, sp है तो 2 ही ग्रुप जोड़ सकते हैं उसमें. तो sp3 रहेगा तो 4 खाली रहेंगे और चारों अलग अलग जुड़े हैं, तो कार्बन को नाम दे देंगे हम कायरल कार्बन. अच्छा, तो क्या सिर्फ कार्बन ही कायरल हो सकता है? नाइट्रोजन, फास्फोरस, सल्फर क्या वो कायरल नहीं हो सकते? तो बिल्कुल हो सकते हैं. मतलब ये कंडीशन सब पे लागू हो जाएगा. कल को अगर नाइट्रोजन फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो ये कार्बन क्या यहाँ पे कायरल है. ठीक है, अगर मैं तुमको नाइट्रोजन बना दूं इस तरीके से कि एक ग्रुप लोन पे रख दो, एक H रख दो, एक Cl रख दो और एक Et रख दो, ठीक है, इथाइल ग्रुप C2H5, तो क्या ये नाइट्रोजन कायरल हुआ? बिल्कुल हो गया. क्यों? क्योंकि एक लोन पे Et, ClH चारों क्या है? डिफरेंट है. तो किसी भी एटम पे 4 ग्रुप डिफरेंट जोड़ दो, वो एटम क्या हो जाएगा? कायरल. बात आई समझ? बहुत छोटी सी बात है. ठीक है, तो मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस लिखूंगा, उसमें आपको ये बताना है कितने कायरल कार्बन्स हैं. पहचानना आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है, देखते हैं. तो लिख लो. ठीक है, मान लो ये क्वेश्चंस तुमको मैंने दे दिए. अब इसमें हम कैसे पता करेंगे कितने कायरल कार्बन है? बहुत आसान है, जरा देखो कैसे. तो जो पहला है, राइट, इस कार्बन पे, तो ये क्या है? CH3 2 क्या हो गए? सेम हो गए. तो बस बात खत्म, ये कायरल नहीं है. हमको चारों डिफरेंट चाहिए, 2 सेम, बात खत्म. सेकंड देखो, तो ये वाला जो कार्बन यहाँ भी क्या है? H है, यहाँ भी H है. क्या ही कायरल होगा? नहीं होगा. इस कार्बन पे आओ, तो एक क्या है यहाँ पे? हाइड्रोजन, एक OH. दूसरी तरफ जाऊं तो ये बड़ा सा ग्रुप है जहां पे 2 OH है. इस साइड देखूं तो सिर्फ ये एक छोटा ग्रुप है. तो डेफिनेटली ये दोनों ग्रुप्स क्या है? डिफरेंट है. तो ये वाला जो कार्बन है वो हो जाएगा क्या? कायरल कार्बन. आई बात समझ में? इसमें आओगे तो देखो राइट साइड में क्या है? ये लेफ्ट साइड में बड़ा ग्रुप, एक क्या है? हाइड्रोजन और एक क्या है? OH. तो ये वाला भी क्या हो गया? कायरल. इधर आऊंगा तो क्या है? दोनों क्या है? हाइड्रोजन से इस कोने पे, तो ये कायरल नहीं होगा. तो यहाँ पे क्या आंसर? 2 कायरल कार्बन. इसमें आ जाओ तो देखो, क्या मैं इसको चेक करूंगा? नहीं करूंगा. क्यों? दोनों जगह 2 हाइड्रोजन्स हैं, नहीं करूंगा मैं. ये वाले को, इसको भी नहीं करूंगा. इसको करके देखते हैं. तो इसको अगर करूंगा तो एक तरफ क्या है? CH3, ठीक है, एक तरफ क्या है? H. दोनों डिफरेंट है. अब इन दोनों जगह को चेक करना है, तो कैसे करेंगे? तो देखो हमको करना क्या? हमको यहाँ से घूमना चालू करना है, टहलना है बेसिकली. ठीक है, चलना है हमको आगे रास्ते पे. कैसे? यहां से मैं एक स्टेप चला तो क्या मिला? कार्बन और 2 हाइड्रोजन. इधर भी एक स्टेप चला तो कार्बन और 2 हाइड्रोजन. सेम, राइट. तुमको इस तरफ से चलना है. अगर कहीं पे कोई डिफरेंस नहीं मिलता है तो मतलब कोई डिफरेंस था ही नहीं, दोनों सेम, तो मतलब ये कायरल नहीं होगा. बात आ रही है समझ में? जरा करके देखो. मैं यहां से यहां चला, 2 हाइड्रोजन, सेम तरह का कार्बन. आगे बढ़ा, सेम 2 हाइड्रोजन, सब कुछ. यहां गया, सेम जगह पहुंच गया, कहीं मेरे को कोई डिफरेंस नहीं मिला। मतलब ये वाला ग्रुप और ये ग्रुप दोनों क्या है, सेम है। सेम है तो क्या ये कायरल होगा, नहीं। तो यहां पे आंसर क्या है, 0, कोई कायरल कार्बन नहीं है। उसी तरह अगर यहां देखो तो पहले तो क्या मैं इन सबको चेक करूंगा, इसको 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 नहीं करूंगा, क्यों, चारों पे क्या है, 2-2 हाइड्रोजन है, गया। बचता है ये वाला कार्बन। तो देखो ध्यान से कि एक तो क्या हो गया CH3, एक तो क्या हो गया H, दो बाकी कौन बचा, ये बॉन्ड और ये बॉन्ड। ठीक है, अब हम फिर से चलना चालू करेंगे भाई। यहां से मैं चला तो क्या मिला, इस कार्बन पे एक हाइड्रोजन है और एक CH3 है। मैं यहां गया तो क्या मिला, एक H और एक H। तो क्या ये वाला कार्बन और ये कार्बन, इसको हटा देता हूं मैं, ठीक है। तो क्या ये और ये कार्बन सेम हुए, नहीं हुए, राइट। यहां डिफरेंट है, यहां डिफरेंट है, मतलब कि ये वाला जो कार्बन है वो क्या है हमारा, कायरल। उसी तरह ये वाला जो कार्बन होगा वो भी कायरल हो जाएगा, क्यों, क्योंकि मैं इधर आऊंगा तो ये 2 डिग्री कार्बन, ठीक है, 2 डिग्री कार्बन तो पता होगा जो 2 कार्बन से जुड़ा है। तो मैं एक स्टेप चला तो मुझे 2 डिग्री कार्बन मिला, और इधर से एक स्टेप चलूंगा तो ये कौन सा कार्बन है, 3 डिग्री कार्बन है, जो 3 कार्बन से जुड़ा है, ये वाला कार्बन। तो जब भाई डिग्री अलग है तो मतलब कुछ तो डिफरेंस है, डिफरेंस है मतलब क्या हो गया, ये भी तुम्हारा कायरल हो गया। तो यहां पर आंसर क्या हो जाएगा, 2 कायरल कार्बन से। ठीक है, इनको देखो 5th वाला, तो यहां से अगर मैं चलूं, ये वाला कार्बन, ये कार्बन, ये कार्बन, ये कार्बन और ये 4 कार्बन, क्या मैं इनको चेक करूंगा, नहीं करूंगा, क्यों, क्योंकि सब पे क्या 2-2 हाइड्रोजन है, तो मैं इनको हटा देता हूं। बचा कौन से, सिर्फ ये वाला कार्बन और ये कार्बन चेक कर लेंगे। अच्छा, इसको देखो तो एक तरफ क्या है, यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन, इस तरफ गया तो एक कैसा कार्बन है, 2 डिग्री, इस तरफ गया तो कैसा कार्बन है, ये 2 डिग्री, नीचे आया तो 3 डिग्री। ठीक है, मतलब इस कार्बन पे एक ग्रुप H है और एक 3 डिग्री वाला बॉन्ड है, वो दोनों तो डिफरेंट है, इधर 2 डिग्री और ये वाला बॉन्ड भी 2 डिग्री, उनको चेक करना है। तो करना है क्या, बस चलते ही जाना है, ठीक है, जब तक कि मंजिल ना मिले। तो देखो यहां से चला मैं 2 डिग्री, फिर गया 2 डिग्री कार्बन, 2 डिग्री कार्बन, 2 डिग्री कार्बन, फिर वापस 3 डिग्री पे मिल गए। क्या कोई डिफरेंस मिला, नहीं मिला। तो क्या ये कायरल होगा, नहीं होगा। उसी तरह जब नीचे में आएंगे तो क्या मिलेगा, ऊपर जाएंगे तो एक ऐसा कार्बन है 3 डिग्री, और यहां से एक क्या जुड़ा रहेगा, हाइड्रोजन। ठीक है, यहां से एक क्या है, हाइड्रोजन, और ऊपर जाऊंगा तो ये कार्बन कैसा है, ये वाला 3 डिग्री। तो ऊपर गया तो 3 डिग्री, नीचे आया तो H, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट। अब मुझे यहां से भी चलोगे तो क्या दिखेगा तुमको, कि जब यहां से चला तो 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री और वापस 3 डिग्री पे मिल गया। तो जब ये दोनों जो रास्ते हैं, दोनों ही रास्ते आइडेंटिकल हैं, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, मतलब ये वाला भी कायरल नहीं है। तो यहां पे क्या है, कोई कायरल कार्बन नहीं है, 0। समझ में आ रहा है, राइट। लास्ट एग्जांपल देखो, तो ये कार्बन, ये इन 4 को मैं चेक नहीं करूंगा, उसी तरह ये 3 को भी मैं चेक नहीं करूंगा। बचे कौन से, ये दोनों, उनको चेक करते हैं। तो यहां पे क्या है, एक है हाइड्रोजन, नीचे आया तो कैसा कार्बन, ये 1 2 3 से जुड़ा है, मतलब ये वाला जो कार्बन है वो 3 डिग्री है, H और 3 डिग्री कार्बन डिफरेंट है। अब मैं क्या करूंगा, फिर से टहलना चालू करूंगा। यहां से मैं एक स्टेप इधर गया तो 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, इधर भी 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री। बट जब मैं एक स्टेप और चला तो देखो ये क्या है, 3 डिग्री, बट ये क्या है, 2 डिग्री। तो अब क्या हुआ, डिफरेंस मिल गया, डिफरेंस मिल गया। तो ये क्या हो गया, ये वाला हो गया कायरल। उसी तरह जब तुम यहां से भी चलोगे, देखो क्या है, एक तो तुम्हारा हो गया हाइड्रोजन, ऊपर क्या है, ये वाला कार्बन भी कैसा है, 3 डिग्री। तो हाइड्रोजन और 3 डिग्री डिफरेंट हो गया। अब यहां से चलो 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, यहां गए तो 2 डिग्री, इधर भी गए 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 2 डिग्री, 3 डिग्री और 2 डिग्री। तो यहां भी क्या मिल गया, डिफरेंस। तो यहां भी कितने कायरल कार्बन, 2, राइट। कितना सिंपल है, कुछ नहीं करना है, बस घूम फिर के आ जाना है हमको। ठीक है, समझ में आ गया, चलो ठीक है, इतना लिख लो। ओके, तो एक पॉइंट लिख लो कायरल कार्बन के बारे में, कि कोई भी कायरल कार्बन होगा, मैं या तो उसको S नॉमेनक्लेचर दूंगा या तो फिर R नॉमेनक्लेचर दूंगा, कोई भी एक दूंगा। मतलब कोई भी कायरल कार्बन होगा तो या तो वो R होगा या S होगा। डिसाइड कैसे करते हैं वो हम आगे देखने वाले हैं, जस्ट 5 मिनट में। बाकी ये याद कर लो, कोई भी कायरल कार्बन या तो R या तो S तो होगा ही। बात आ गई समझ में? अच्छा, अब हम इसी के साथ साथ देख लेते हैं कि सूडो कायरल कार्बन क्या होता है। तो सूडो कायरल कार्बन ऐसा कायरल कार्बन है, या फिर हम बोलेंगे ऐसा कार्बन है जो कि कभी कायरल हो भी सकता है और कभी कायरल नहीं भी हो सकता है। ठीक है, उसका कोई भरोसा नहीं है, दल बदलू तो कभी कायरल तो कभी ए कायरल। ठीक है, जो फिक्स नहीं रहेगा। कैसा होता है वो कार्बन, जरा ध्यान से देखो। मान लो कि मैं तुमको ये कंपाउंड दे दूं, ठीक है, अब मैं पूछूं कि क्या ये कार्बन कायरल है, ये वाला कार्बन, तो कैसे चेक करेंगे हम? तो भाई इस कार्बन से क्या जुड़ा है, एक H एक F, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट। मैं इधर गया C डबल बॉन्ड C CH3, इधर गया C डबल बॉन्ड C CH3, स्ट्रक्चर क्या हो गया, सेम सेम ये दोनों। तो तुम क्या बोल दोगे कि सर ये तो कायरल नहीं है। भाई सेम सेम हो गया, बट सेम का मतलब मैंने पहले ही बताया था कि एक तो बॉन्ड से बॉन्ड मैच हो जाए, जो कि यहां हो गया। दूसरा क्या है कि ओरिएंटेशन से ओरिएंटेशन मैच हो जाए। मतलब ध्यान से देखो, ये वाला जो डबल बॉन्ड है ये ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमेरिज्म शो कर सकता है। मतलब या तो ये सिस हो सकता है या फिर ट्रांस हो सकता है। ठीक है, उसी तरह ये वाला जो है ये भी या तो सिस हो सकता है या फिर ट्रांस हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है। तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं कि इनका ओरिएंटेशन भी जब सेम होगा, स्ट्रक्चर तो सेम है ही, ओरिएंटेशन भी जब सेम होगा तब जाके हम बोलेंगे कि सब कुछ सेम हो गया, इसका मतलब ये कायरल नहीं है। बट अगर मान लो एक सिस है और एक क्या है, ट्रांस, उस केस में डिफरेंस ओरिएंटेशन में है, मतलब ये दोनों ग्रुप आइडेंटिकल नहीं है। जब आइडेंटिकल नहीं है तो फिर ये कार्बन हो जाएगा कायरल। मतलब क्या, इसका कायरल होना डिपेंड करेगा इनके ओरिएंटेशन पे। ठीक है, जैसे कि जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल अगर यहां पे मैं बोल दूं कि सिस है ये और ये है ट्रांस, ठीक है, सिस ट्रांस, उस केस में ये वाला जो कार्बन है वो हो जाएगा कायरल। ठीक है, मतलब एक बता दूं इस कार्बन की कायरलिटी। ठीक है, जैसे कि ये वाला अगर सिस है और वो वाला है ट्रांस, तो ओरिएंटेशन डिफरेंट डिफरेंट, तो ये वाला कार्बन जो होगा वो हो जाएगा कायरल। अब अगर मैं कर दूं कि ये है सिस और ये भी है सिस, मतलब स्ट्रक्चर सेम, ओरिएंटेशन भी सेम, उस केस में ये क्या हो जाएगा, ए कायरल। आ रही है बात समझ में? अगर मैं यहां बोल दूं ट्रांस और इसको कर दूं सिस, ओरिएंटेशन डिफरेंट है दोनों का, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, वापस से कायरल। और अगर मैं इसको ट्रांस और ट्रांस कर दूं तो फिर ये क्या हो जाएगा, ए कायरल। ए कायरल, देखो इनमें स्पेस नहीं है, ठीक है ना, यहां पे स्पेस नहीं है, ये एक वर्ड है, ए कायरल। अकायरल, ए कायरल, जो बोलना है बोल दो। मतलब क्या है कि जो कायरल ना हो वो ए कायरल हो जाएगा। ठीक है, तो देखो कभी ये सेम कार्बन कभी कायरल हो रहा है, कभी ए कायरल भी हो जा रहा है। ऐसे कार्बन को हम सूडो कायरल कार्बन बोलते हैं। ठीक है, एक एग्जांपल मैं और दे दूं। मान लो कि मैं तुमको ये कंपाउंड दे दूं, अब मैं बोलूं इसमें कायरल कार्बन है क्या, जरा ढूंढो। तो देखोगे ध्यान से तो क्या दिखाई देगा कि अगर मान लो मैं ये कार्बन ले लेता हूं तो एक क्या हो गया H और एक हो गया OH, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट। फिर क्या करेंगे, टहलना चालू करेंगे भाई। तो अगर मैं टहलूं तो यहां से मैं पहुंचा इस कार्बन पे, इधर पे भी क्या है H और इधर भी H, तो पहुंचा मैं HOH HOH, सेम सेम। तो क्या ये कायरल हुआ कार्बन? डिपेंड करेगा, जरा ध्यान से देखो। क्या मैं यहां पे ओरिएंटेशन चेंज कर सकता हूं? हाँ, यहां पे GI पॉसिबल है। मतलब क्या है, अब मैं बना देता हूं कि अगर मैं तुमको ये दे देता, ये क्या है OH, यहां OH नीचे H ऊपर, यहां OH ऊपर H नीचे, तो अब अगर मैं यहां से चलना चालू करूंगा तो स्ट्रक्चर तो सेम है, बॉन्डिंग सेम है देखो, बट अब ओरिएंटेशन में क्या हो गया, डिफरेंस हो गया, एक ऊपर एक नीचे, ओरिएंटेशन तो डिफरेंट है। मतलब कि ये वाला कार्बन इस केस में हो जाएगा कायरल। अब अगर मैं तुमको ये बना देता तो क्या है यहां पे OH और H। अब अगर मैं यहां पे OH नीचे रख दूं, इधर भी OH नीचे रख दूं, अब अगर मैं पूछूं कि क्या ये कायरल होगा, तो क्या जवाब आना चाहिए कि अगर मैं यहां से चलूं तो यहां पे आया मैं, स्ट्रक्चर सेम, ओरिएंटेशन भी सेम, दोनों OH नीचे नीचे, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। वैसे केस में फिर क्या हो जाएगा, ए कायरल, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, ओरिएंटेशन भी सेम है सारे ग्रुप्स का, इधर पे ओरिएंटेशन तो डिफरेंट था, तो हो गया कायरल से ए कायरल। तो ऐसे कार्बन को हम क्या बोलेंगे कि ये सूडो कायरल है, जो कभी कायरल हो भी सकता है और कभी कायरल नहीं भी हो सकता है। बात आ गई समझ में। उसी तरह ये वाला कार्बन सेम है इसी की तरह, तो ये भी क्या हो गया, सूडो कायरल। ये वाला कार्बन ये भी क्या हो जाएगा, सूडो कायरल। ठीक है, सूडो कायरल। बात आ गई समझ में, राइट? कि ऐसा कार्बन जिससे कि दो तो डिफरेंट होंगे बट बाकी जो दो होंगे वो दिखने में सेम होंगे, डिफरेंस कहां होना चाहिए, ओरिएंटेशन में। अगर ओरिएंटेशन भी सेम है फिर तो कुछ डिफरेंस बचा ही नहीं, फिर तो वो पक्का क्या हो जाएगा, ए कायरल। बट अगर डिफरेंस है ओरिएंटेशन में तो उस केस में वो कायरल हो सकता है और वो ए कायरल भी हो सकता है। ठीक है, तो जल्दी से इसकी डेफिनेशन लिख लो कि अ sp3 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड कार्बन अटैच्ड विथ टू डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स एंड टू स्ट्रक्चरली आइडेंटिकल ग्रुप्स बट स्टीरियोकेमिकली डिफरेंट। उसके नीचे एक लाइन और लिख लो कि इट मे बी कायरल और ए कायरल डिपेंडिंग ऑन द ओरिएंटेशंस बट इट इज काउंटेड एज अ कायरल कार्बन। ठीक है, मतलब क्या है कि आगे चल के जब हम नंबर ऑफ स्टीरियो आइसोमर्स वगैरह वगैरह कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो सूडो कायरल कार्बन को एक कायरल कार्बन की तरह काउंट किया जाता है। ठीक है, मतलब भले ही वो कभी ए कायरल भी हो जाता है बट फाइनली जब हम काउंट करेंगे तो सूडो कायरल को भी कायरल में काउंट किया जाता है। ठीक है, ये फैक्ट है, इसको याद रखो। तो मैं एक एग्जांपल और लिख देता हूं, उसके बाद हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। ठीक है, जैसे एक और लिख लो बस, एग्जांपल 3। ठीक है, अब अगर जल्दी से देखोगे तो क्या लगेगा कि ये वाला कार्बन, अगर इसको ध्यान से देखोगे तो क्या दिख रहा है कि एक तो H है, डिफरेंट है, OH भी क्या है, डिफरेंट है। इधर आऊं तो CH CH3OH CH3CO, तो ये क्या है, दोनों स्ट्रक्चरली सेम है, बॉन्डिंग वगैरह सब सेम है, बट क्या ओरिएंटेशन में डिफरेंस आएगा, आ सकता है, जरा देखो। तो ये वाला कार्बन क्या है, कायरल है, सेम ये वाला कार्बन क्या है, कायरल है। और मैंने अभी बताया कि कोई भी कायरल कार्बन कितने कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ले सकता है, 2, R और S। तो मतलब क्या है ये, R और S, सिमिलरली R और S। मतलब क्या कि अगर R और R हो जाए तो ये वाला जो कार्बन होगा वो क्या हो जाएगा, ए कायरल। बट अगर ये R और S हो जाए या फिर S और R हो जाए तो दोनों केस में क्या हो जाएगा, ये कायरल। और अगर S S हो जाए तो फिर ये क्या हो जाएगा, ए कायरल। ओके, तो वैसे मैंने काफी समझा दिया है। ठीक है, कि जो सूडो कायरल कार्बन होगा जो कायरल ए कायरल में चेंज हो सकता है। ठीक है, कैसे होता है, ओरिएंटेशन बेसिस पे होता है। और जब भी हमें काउंट करना होगा तो हम इसको काउंट जरूर करेंगे एज अ कायरल कार्बन। क्लियर है? ठीक है, तो अगर इतना सब समझ में आ गया है तो बस हम चलते हैं RS नेमिंग पे। Alright guys, so before going into RS naming, I would like to tell you about Fisher projection. Okay, so throughout this chapter we'll be dealing with 3 kinds of projections, or maybe 4. Like one is wedge dash, one is Fisher, then we have Sawhorse, and then one we have Newman. Newman's projection. So this is Newman's projection. Then Sawhorse, Fisher is also a kind of projection. Okay, and then we have wedge dash. Okay, now all 4 will be representing the 3-dimensional structure of any molecule. Okay, now wedge dash we already know. Now in throughout this course we'll be learning how to interconvert between all 4. Okay, but today I'll be only telling you about Fisher. Okay, in separate video I'll be dealing with all 4 as well. Okay, now you see Fisher projection. Now all those 4 are simply nothing but the difference between all 4 is viewing angle. Okay, so if you change your viewing angle you will get Fisher, you change your viewing angle you will get Sawhorse, you change again you will get Newman. So molecule is same, you are looking someone like this, then from top, from side or from front. Okay, so that is the only difference. That will deal again little later. First thing, Fisher projection. So now you see very carefully, we have already seen wedge dash. Okay, wedge dash. So suppose I have a molecule in wedge dash. So this is a tetrahedral in wedge dash. Now how to convert into fissure? So you look very carefully. Okay, fissure. So let me show you with molecule. Okay, so now you see, so this is a molecule, right? We have to convert this into fissure. How to see it in fissure? So this is a molecule. So now you look, two bonds are to be in plane and one coming outside, one going backside, right? That we have to convert. So suppose I am taking green and red to be in the plane of board, right? Now if I am, you can clearly see that if this is a plane, blue is coming outside and gray is going backside, like this. Fine, done. Now see Fischer, what Fischer did is, he took this molecule, he rotated it like this and then tilted it little backwards. Okay, now if it tilts it backwards, molecule is going to look like this. Okay, I'll again just do it once more. This is wedge dash, okay, in plane, out, back. Then you just rotate it like this and tilt it backwards. Okay, then you go on to a paper or a plane. So see, it is like this. And take this molecule and press it. Now if you press it, see what will happen. This red and green, okay, red and green are going to be in vertical line, and if I press these two also, gray and blue, they are going to make a horizontal line. So if I draw it, this molecule will be becoming this plus sign. Okay, so vertical like this, and if I press this horizontal also, it is going to become a horizontal line, right? Clear this much? Now this is a 2D plane, it is, right? The meaning simple lines, but the molecule it is representing is this 3D molecule. What you have to always remember is that these two bonds, how they were, you see, they were coming outside, and green and red, you see, they are going back side of the plane. So if this black, I take this as a plane, so gray and blue are going to come outside, while the red and green will be going back side of the plane. So here, this Fischer projection, these two bonds, okay, are coming above the plane. This is very important, okay, just don't forget it, above the plane. And these two are below the plane. Done? Fine. Remember it. Now this thing in 3D, if I have to represent, so I can also represent it like this, that this is an atom, these two are going backside, so I can show it like this, going backside, these two coming outside, so I can also show it like this, wedge coming above the plane. So this, now you have to simply place the groups here. Now you look here, if 4 and 3, 4 is backside, 3 is coming outside. So again, suppose our red and green like this. Okay, so what I have done is, I have taken this and simply rotated it, then I tilted it and then pressed it. Okay, so if I have to convert this one, try to imagine, okay, because in exam we don't have this model. So how to do it? How to do it is, these two are going backside. Just keep your fingers like this, rotate it like this. Okay, so you see, after rotating, I have to simply press this. So what was here will go on right, and what was here will go on left. So you see, 4 and 3. So this one is 3. If I rotate it like this, 3 is going to come this side and 4 is going to come this side. Clear? What was on top will remain on top. This is 1, and which was this 2 has gone back side again. So 2 is coming here. Okay, with the model I just showed you, you can write here also. This will be 1, 4, 2 and 3. There is a shortcut also, like you don't have to always do like this. There is a shortcut. That shortcut is RS naming. Okay, we'll just do it. So I'll tell that method also. But imagination is more important here. Clear, right? Done. Okay, so this is nothing but Fischer projection. Taking this wedge dash molecule, rotating it like this, little bit tilting, and then pressing it, it will give us a plus sign. That is Fischer projection. I hope it is clear, right? It is simply just looking at some angle. Clear? Okay, so now in RS naming, what we have to do is, first of all, just remember few points. Again, I'll write that any chiral carbon. Now, chiral carbon is also known as asymmetric carbon. Okay, any chiral carbon is also known as asymmetric carbon, can have R or S configurations. Okay, that any chiral carbon we can take R as nomenclature or it can take S also, any chiral carbon. Okay, keep that in mind. Done. Now what does the rule say? Okay, now you see that if I have a Fisher projection like this, 1 2 3 4, okay, I have told you that 2 and 4 are what kind of bonds. So just you remember that these are coming above the plane and the other two are going behind the plane. Don't forget this. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, fine. Now what does the rule say? Okay, so the rule says, now see this rule, different people will tell according to their how they have learned it. Okay, now what I'm going to tell is only one line and you can apply it anywhere. Okay, now you see it very carefully. Now this 1 2 3 4, they are what? They are the priorities we have given using CIP rule. Okay, we'll solve example. So using CIP rule, give the priority to the groups attached to this carbon, right? Once you are given those priority, okay, then the rule will get applied. Now what does the rule say? That if fourth group, okay, fourth meaning fourth priority, the least priority group, okay, least prior group, okay, is on horizontal, or now you see this horizontal line is nothing but this wedge also. So horizontal or wedge. Okay, horizontal meaning anywhere it can be. Fourth can be here also, or fourth can be here also. Horizontal. Okay, this is order. A wedge meaning fourth where? Fourth can be on this point. Okay, here can be fourth. Okay, so in both cases, if fourth group is on horizontal or wedge, then moving from 1 to 2, if clockwise, so two major words are there. One is on horizontal and clockwise. Just keep that in mind. Horizontal, clockwise. If clockwise, then it is S. Now you see, remember, S, one point is going like this and one point is going like this, which is clockwise. Okay, and what you have to associate with this? Horizontal fourth, and movement from 1 to 2 should be clockwise. Everywhere you can apply this, believe me. Second, if fourth is on, you see, if fourth group, which is again least prior, is on vertical. Now how does vertical look like? So suppose this is Fisher, then here I am saying anywhere on this. Okay, on vertical, or now you see vertical is nothing but dash here, so or dash. Okay, here if is your fourth group, vertical or dash, then moving from 1 to 2, if clockwise, then it is R. That's it. Meaning, and believe me, I can go on writing this multiple times and confuse you, but I'll just write only one rule, and that is this. If this does not happen, then it is R. You see how it is? Horizontal and clockwise. If not horizontal, then vertical and clockwise. And then if it is vertical and clockwise, it will just reverse. So horizontal, clockwise S, any other case, it will be R. Okay, like you see here. So if I am saying that 1 to 2, you see direction, it is what? clockwise. So if it is clockwise, then this carbon and fourth is on where? Horizontal. So it will become S. Okay, it's very simple. This rule can be applied on wedge dash also, and then it can be applied on fissure also. Okay, so now I'm going to write few examples, and then you'll see how easy it is. Okay, so I've written few examples. Now listen to me very, very carefully. It's very simple. Fine. Now you see, just to, before attempting, I'll just summarize it. Okay, what I told: horizontal 4 and clockwise S. Any one changes, just reverse it. What I mean, suppose it is not horizontal but vertical. So vertical 4 and clockwise, only one has changed, so it will change. Now if you change both, it means like vertical 4 and anti-clockwise. So vertical 4 and anti-clockwise both have changed, so it will become same, S. So if you change both, nothing will change. If you change only one, then it will become reverse. Okay, so I can make multiple cases, okay, but it's not required. You see how? Put priority here. So fluorine is the first atom, carbon, H and D. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what you have to do is simply move from 1 to 2 clockwise. Now clockwise and horizontal I told to memorize. Okay, horizontal and clockwise. So clockwise but not horizontal, it is vertical. So just change one, meaning R. See the second one. First atom here is carbon, H, carbon, N. Which will be the first one? CCHN. So this will be 1. Carbon, carbon. This carbon with hydrogen. This carbon is with oxygen. So this will be your 2. This will be 3 and this will be your 4. Just move from 1 to 2 first. Clockwise. 4 on horizontal. This becomes S. Right? See third one. First atoms, carbon, oxygen, carbon and hydrogen. So who will get 1? Oxygen will get 1. Now here carbon with 2 hydrogen. Here carbon with oxygen and hydrogen. So who will get more priority? This one. So just give it 2. Fine. Then this will be 3. This one will be 4. Anti-clockwise, and you see horizontal. So what is horizontal? One condition same, but this is not clockwise. So again it will become R. Now here we have 2 chiral carbons. How can I say that? Because this carbon is connected with 4 different groups. You see this carbon. Similarly, this carbon is connected with 1, 2, 3 and this big 4. So 2 chiral carbons. So I can have configurations for both of them. How to write? Just you take. So I suppose I choose first carbon. So this one is oxygen, first atom, first atom, first atom, and here carbon. So carbon, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. Who will get number 1? This one will get number 1. Done. Now you have to choose between these 2 carbons, this carbon and this carbon. So what will we do? We'll go to their second atoms. So here all second atoms will be what? So this carbon is connected with double bond O and O, meaning all atoms will be O here. But this carbon, this is connected with, you see this carbon, Cl, CH, carbon and hydrogen. Which one will be the best one? You see this chlorine, it has the highest atomic number between everyone. So this one will become 2 and definitely hydrogen will become 4. So 1 to 2 clockwise and horizontal. Clockwise horizontal is what? S. Done. Now how to do the second one? So I am doing with red. So you see chlorine, carbon, carbon, hydrogen. Who will get 1? Chlorine. So this is 1. Done. Now you see this carbon is with hydrogens, but this carbon is with oxygen, carbon, hydrogen. Who will get number 2? This one. So this is 2. Now 1 to 2 is what? Anti-clockwise and 4 is horizontal. So horizontal, same, but anti-clockwise. So this one will become R. So final configuration S and this one is R. Getting it right? Very simple. E, you see, suppose you don't have fissure, you have wedge dash. How will you do? Just number it first of all. So carbon, nitrogen, carbon and hydrogen. Who will get number 1? Nitrogen. Then carbon, carbon. Second atoms you have to check, hydrogen and here oxygens. So this is definitely going to be 2 and this is definitely going to be 4. Now here you see 1 to 2 anti-clockwise, but 4 is on plane now. Okay, now this one I'll give you a trick, but let's convert this into Fisher right now. Okay, now why I'm telling it, you'll just see it in a minute. Okay, if I have to convert this into Fisher, how will I do that? I'll simply take this. So these two bonds are going to be like this. Okay, like this, NH2 and CH3. See, there is a trick you can do here also, but H is on plane. That I'll just tell in a moment. Okay, just you wait. But we can still do it, converting into Fisher. So NH2 and CH3, they are like this. What I told, you have to do it like this and then flatten it. So what will happen if I draw it in Fisher? What do you think will come on right and left? Top and bottom is always fixed. What? Top will be who? COH. And bottom will be who? H. Don't put randomly, okay? You will get wrong. Don't put randomly. You have to imagine it correctly. Now NH2 was backside, blue one. So if I do it like this, back side is going to be on right side. So NH2, this one will be your NH2 and this side will be your CH3. Done. Now this is the exact representation in Fisher. How will you number it? So 1, 2, 3, 4 we have already done. This is what? 1, 2 is this, 4 is vertical. So 1, 2, 2 anti-clockwise and this is on vertical. So what I told? Vertical clockwise will be what? R. So anti-clockwise will be S. So this is also what? S. Okay, so if it is in Wesh dash, you can definitely convert it into Fisher and then you can write R and S. Clear? We can write here also. I'll just tell in a moment in the next example. Okay, so write it down. Now this very important trick. Okay, and this is not a trick as such, but this is a very important point you have to keep in mind. What? That whenever we do odd exchanges, the configuration reverses. It reverses. And if I do even exchange, configuration remains same. For example, look here. Suppose I give you this compound. Okay, let's put numbers on them. So fluorine will get 1, nitrogen will get 2, carbon will get 3 and this will get 4. Clear? Now you have to move from 1 to 2, but now you see they are vertically opposite. What will you do? Whenever this kind of case arises, you have to cross 4. Okay, meaning you will not come like this. Why? Very simple. If you are coming like this, then from here clockwise, then again from 2 to 3 you will have to go. So you are coming clockwise and going anti-clockwise. It doesn't make any sense. So whenever they become vertically opposite or like horizontally anywhere, cross 4 to 1, 2, 3 like this. So this one will be wrong. Okay, never do this, because from 1 to 2 clockwise and 2 to 3 anti-clockwise. What will you do? So then you have to go like this. 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, like this is the circle, which is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise and 4 on horizontal. So horizontal clock S, horizontal anti R. So this will become R. Okay, now what do I mean by odd exchange? Meaning if I do 1 exchange or 3 or 5 or 7 like that. So suppose I exchange any 2. Suppose I want to exchange H and NH2. H and NH2, right? So you see what will happen? So 1 exchange, it will become H I'm putting here and NH2 this side. This is F and this is CH3, right? Numbers I already know. F is what? 1, this is 3, this is 2 and H is 4. Now you try to do the configuration. So 1 to 2 is what? Anti-clockwise and 4 vertical. So this will become S. Both has changed. Okay, what I told? Horizontal clock S. If it is vertical and anti, again it will be S. Okay, so you see this has become S. Again if I do 1 exchange, so 1 exchange again I am doing. Okay, suppose any one you can take, F and CH3 suppose. So I am putting F here and CH3 here, H here and NH2 this side. If I do this, F is what? 1, NH2 2, 3 and 4. Now again see diagonally opposite like this. So what I'll do, I'll cross from 4 like this, not from 3. Now this is what? Clockwise and vertical. So clockwise is same but horizontal to vertical, so it will change, it will become R. So now you see from here to here is what it is, 2 exchange. 2 exchange is what, even. You can go on doing. Okay, so if I am doing even, configuration does not change, but if I do odd, so see, odd, so R to S, odd, so S to R. Clear? So if I again do 1 exchange, so it will become S. Right? I hope this point is clear, and it is very crucial. Using this point, we will do that wedge dash. How? So write that thing here, write that second point. What if in wedge dash, fourth is on plane bond, okay, or planar bond, I can write planar bond, then do 1 exchange and find the configuration. So what we will do, we will exchange and we'll put it on wedge, then we will find the configuration. Okay, that last example we had. And then what we'll do, we will, if the new, after exchanging, if I'm getting R, then previously it must have been S, because we have done 1 exchange. Okay, I'll show you with example. And find the configuration, then original will have inverse of that. Original will have inverse of that. Okay, just based on this logic, we'll do 1 exchange. Okay, I'll show you with example. Write this. Okay, so now we have these beautiful examples written on the board. Let's solve them very quickly. So first step, as always, you have to do what? Numbering. So oxygen, ethyl, methyl. So oxygen will get number 1. Ethyl, methyl, this is with attached with carbon, CH2, CH3. So this one will be getting 2. This one will be getting 3, and this one will be getting 4. Okay, now 1 to 2 clockwise, anti-clockwise, but the issue is 4 is on plane. What we'll do, as I told you, I have to bring it on either this or this. Okay, I'll do it by 1 exchange. So what I'll do, I'll do 1 exchange. If I do, what I'm going to make, Me, I'm exchanging with this one. Okay, so I am putting H here and OH here. This is still what? Ethyl. So what were the numbers? So if I write, numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I don't cross 3, okay, I only cross 4. This done. This is what? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise, and see, whenever I see wedge, you have to imagine it to be horizontal. So anti-clockwise, horizontal. So one thing is reversing, so this will become R. Now if this is R, after 1 exchange, so this must have been S. Okay, we can prove it by drawing Fisher also. Now see, OH and ET, so it is like this, OH and ET, right? So you have to do like this and flatten it, meaning the one outside is going to come on the left side. So if I draw Fisher, the one outside will go on the left hand side. Okay, you can just do like this and imagine. Clear? So here, this is what OH. ET will be coming here. What is on top will go on top, Me. What is down will remain down. Okay, so let's just check this one. This is what? 1, this is 2, this is 4. So you cannot cross 3, you can cross 4 like this. Anti-clockwise and vertical, both reversing, so this will still be S. Right, I told you, horizontal and clockwise will be S. If I change this vertical, if I change this anti-clockwise, will still remain S. Okay, one change only will be reverse, both changing S. Done. So that is S. Clear? GUC. So here I have carbon, oxygen, nitrogen and carbon. What is this pH? It's not phosphorus, it is what? Phenyl. Phenyl looks like what? Like this. Okay, double bond like this. Okay, so now what is oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, phenyl? Who will get 1? Oxygen. 8 atomic number, 7, 2, 6 6, so we'll go to the second atom. Here all are hydrogen, here carbons, right? So this one will be 3, this one will be 4. So 1 to 2 I will not cross 3, I'll cross 4, so it will be like this. What is this? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise, and 4 is on vertical or dash. Okay, so whenever I see dash, I'll call it to be vertical. So remember the second point, clockwise and vertical was R, anti-clockwise and vertical, therefore it will become S. Clear? If you have to draw its fissure, how will you draw? So just draw this plus, top to top NHMe, this one plain one will go bottom PH, what is outside will go on left, this one will become right. Okay, do this. So this is what? 1, this is 2, and this one was 3, this one was 4. So 1 to 2 clockwise and horizontal, clockwise horizontal, S. Done. HUC. Now here again do the numbering. So this is oxygen, it will get 1 C, this is C double bond C, C single bond C. Double bond is always getting more priority, so this is 2, and this one will be 4. So 1 to 2 clockwise and horizontal is S, but clockwise and vertical will become R. You just say it 2-3 times, right, and you will get it. IUC. So I'll start putting numbers. So this is what? 1, you see carbon CH3, and this carbon is connected with at least 1 carbon. So this is going to be 2, 3, this is 3, this is 4. Anti-clockwise, right? And 4 is on horizontal. So what I told? Horizontal clockwise is S, but horizontal anti-clockwise will become R. JUC, this is very interesting. Now this is also sawhorse projection, okay, like that, but still we'll see this. So start numbering it. So oxygen will get 1, hydrogen will definitely get 4. Who will get 2? CH3 or C connected with O and C. So this carbon is going to get 2, okay, and this will be 3. So here I am writing 2, okay. So 1 to 2 is what? Clockwise and horizontal, it will become S. Clear? See this one. Now here you see this 4th is going to be on plane. So what will we do? We will just do one exchange. So I am drawing here, okay, like this. So this bond I am drawing here like this. 4 I am putting here, so it will be H this side and OH this side. Okay, just change it, and this one is what? CH3. Number it fast. What it will be? So 4 is what? Number 4. This H, oxygen will be 1. This is carbon, and here also carbon. This carbon is H3, and this carbon is connected with O and carbon. Who will get number 2? This. So 1 to 2 is what? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise and horizontal. It will be reverse. That is R. Now from here to here it was one exchange. So therefore this one should also be S. So S and S, right? I hope it is clear, and I am definite that you try any example with this, right? I have shown you in wedge dash, I have shown you in fissure, okay, here fissure, right? So just remember that doing one exchange or odd exchanges will reverse the configuration, and in even it will keep it same, okay. And that rule, horizontal clockwise S, anything one changes it will reverse, both changes it will still remain same. That's the rule, okay. I hope you enjoyed it and you understood it. Try solving some more examples on your own, okay, and let me know if you have any doubts in the comment section. Okay, now let's move on to D and L. Okay, so just write D, L naming. Okay, so first of all what we need to understand is that this is a relative configuration. What does relative mean? That we will have a compound, right, which we will call it as D. Now those who will be looking like that compound will be called as D. Similarly, what we'll be doing here is, one will be taking a reference compound. Okay, and we will compare the rest compounds with that reference compound. Okay, and if it is looking like that, we will call it to be D or L. Okay, but this is this use of DL you will be mostly seeing in, okay, used mostly for carbohydrates and protein. Carbohydrates and proteins. Okay, so in this chapter you will see its use less, but in biomolecule chapter we will be using D and L very frequently. Okay, fine. So first we will see for carbohydrates and then we will see for protein. So you see, for carbohydrates the reference compound, okay, reference compound is called as D-glyceraldehyde, or we can say glyceraldehyde. Okay, glyceraldehyde, this is the reference compound. And what is that reference photo? So it looks like this: CHO, OH, H and CH2OH. Okay, what happens is glyceraldehyde contains one asymmetric carbon, chiral carbon. Okay, and as we know that chiral compound can take two configurations, right? So R or S. Now here we are not saying R or S. Here what we are calling is that this particular configuration where CHO is on top, OH on right and H on left. So this configuration we will call it to be D, glyceraldehyde. Okay, now whatever compounds will be looking like this will be called as D. Okay, D configuration. Now what is L? So L is complete mirror image of D. Okay, I'll write here what. First of all, you can write about note what, put carbonyl group always at top, always at top. What do we mean by carbonyl here? Carbonyl is either aldehyde or ketones, right? You will learn later that carbohydrates, they are made up of like aldehyde or ketones. Okay, so carbonyl is nothing but, carbonyl means what? Aldehyde plus ketones. Okay, so put them always at the top. That is the first rule. Okay, then second is what? Put H or OH on horizontal. Okay, HOH on horizontal and rest bottom, and rest at the bottom. Okay, so whatever left after these three, just put it last. Okay, that is the first thing you should remember. Then second, I will write afterwards, draw its mirror image first of all. So it will look like that, and this is CH2OH. Okay, so the mirror image of D will be called as L, L-glyceraldehyde. Okay, try to understand. A very important point I have told. Okay, very important. What? L isomer is the complete mirror image of the D. Okay, so there are, I will just repeat it again. What you have to do is put the carbonyl group at top, HOH on the horizontal side. Okay, and when OH is on right, CHO on top, so OH on right will give me D. Okay, and CHO on top but OH on left will give me L. First thing, and L must be complete mirror image of D. Understood, right? Very simple it is. Let me write few example. Okay, now if I just write one very popular carbohydrate, that is glucose. Okay, so this is what is glucose. Now glucose is a kind of carbohydrate, okay, and for this compound we can use D and L. Now you see, very important thing, how many chiral carbon it has? So 1 2 3 4. Now how to give D and L? Okay, what I told, carbonyl group should be at top, OH and H on horizontal, and rest should be downwards. So 1 2 3 4 are chiral carbons. Okay, now you see CHO on top, OH on right. So this carbon, its configuration we can say it is D. Understood? Here you see HOH left right, CHO on top. So for this carbon I can write it as L. Similarly D. Okay, but this full compound, is it D or L, will be decided by the last chiral carbon. Okay, so you see, I'll write it. Okay, note I'll write D or L of the compound is decided by the last chiral carbon. Last chiral carbon. Now last, how do we define? Either this one is last or this one is last. So we'd say last by IUPAC numbering. Okay, now if you remember IUPAC rule, what does it say? Carbonyl comes first, then alcohol. So therefore the numbers are 1 2 3 4 5 6. The last chiral carbon is this one. So this carbon will decide the DL of the full compound. I'm sorry for that sound. Okay, so what I was saying, last carbon will decide the D and L of the full compound. So here this compound is called as D-glucose, even though it has L also, but last chiral carbon will be deciding. Okay, or its full IUPAC name will be what? So you see 2D, we have to tell all the configurations. Okay, so 2D, 3L, 4D, 5D. Okay, 4 chiral carbon, so 4 I have written. Then 2 hydroxy, so you see it will be 2 3 4 5 6 pentahydroxy, and then 6 carbons with aldehyde, pentahydroxy hexanal. Okay, so either you write this or we can write this. Now this is complete IUPAC name, this is more like common name. Okay, but this D is decided by this. So just tell me one last thing. Okay, I'm writing here question. If I draw this CHO, okay, these 3 compounds I have drawn, can you tell me which ones are glucose and what are the configurations? Can you do? Okay, so look at them very carefully. So glucose, you just remember OH, 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 right, matching with this, and the last carbon, this one, the last carbon CH on top, OH on right, will become D, and this compound exactly we know that this is nothing but glucose. Okay, okay, this one again, this one at top, OH on right on the last carbon, because numbering will be like this. So this compound is obviously D, but is it glucose? So you see glucose is very particularly 1 OH here, 1 OH here, and 2 OH this side. Okay, so this compound I don't know, it's not glucose, something else but not glucose. Okay, what about this one? Can you see? So you see OH, CHO on top, OH on left, so this whole compound will be definitely L. But then what? So what I have told, that L isomer of any compound is complete mirror image of D isomer. So if this is D, so let's check, is this the mirror image? So you see OH here, if I put mirror here, will I get this one? You see, right? I can. Okay, this OH to OH, H to H, OH, OH, OH. So this is what? Mirror image. So this one is complete mirror image of this first compound. So therefore this one is L-glucose. This one I don't know if it is glucose or not. Why? Because in glucose arrangement must be like this. Okay, so this is D-glucose, mirror image L-glucose. Okay, so I hope you have understood about D and L, that it is decided by the last chiral carbon. Okay, and L is the complete mirror image of D. Understood? Very simple. Now let's see amino acids. Okay, for amino acids you see, so the reference for amino acids is the compound called alanine. Okay, reference is compound called alanine, and it's one particular configuration, we call it as D. So alanine, again it is this, you see, COH, NH2, H and CH3. Okay, and the rule goes like this. What is the rule? Put COH always on top, COH always on top. Second, H and NH2 on horizontal, and rest at bottom. Okay, then third, if NH2 on right, then D. Okay, on left, if NH2 on left, then it is L. Okay, and fourth, L isomer, same thing, L isomer is the complete mirror image, complete mirror image of D. Okay, same thing. So if this is your D alanine, okay, so what will be its L? So just draw the mirror image. How to draw mirror image? So draw plus, NH2 will come this side. What is on top will go on top. Mirror image means what? Lateral inversion, right? So this one will come on left and this one will go that side. What is top will remain top, what is bottom will remain bottom. So this is what? L-alanine. Simple. Clear? Let's just solve one question on this. Okay, alright. So the question asks, which of these following is L-serine? Now, we don't know what serine is, but definitely it is saying it should be L. Okay, so let's just find what are their configurations. Are they D or L? Okay, don't need to know the serine. Just look. So what I told, put COH on top, NH2 and H on horizontal. Okay, so let's see. So what you are going to do is going to do exchanges. So you look, I'll exchange COH and NH2. How many exchange? 1. So after one exchange, I will be getting this COH, NH2, H, CH2, OH. Right, as I told, this on top and left and right. What do you think? What is the configuration here? So this will be definitely NH2 on right, therefore D. If this is D, then definitely this compound is what? L. Done? Check this one. You can exchange anyone. See, COH on top, that is fine. But NH2 should be on horizontal. So I will do again exchange on this side, one exchange. If I do, I will be getting COH, H, NH2 and CH2, OH. Done? This is on left, this is on top. So therefore this is L, therefore this is D. Understood? This one you see, one exchange. Which one we should do? So NH2 is already on horizontal, H I have to put on horizontal. So after one exchange, it will look like this. H, NH2 and CH2, OH. So you see, this is on left, this is on top. So left means this is L, therefore this one is D. Right? Very easy it is. What about here? COH I have to put on top. Okay? So I'll exchange these two. One exchange and it will become what? COH, H, NH2 and then CH2OH downside. Right? So this is on top, this is on left, so this is L, therefore this is D. Now you tell me, which can be L-serine? This is D, D, D. So definitely I don't know the name, but I know this is L. So answer is this. Understood? Right? Okay. So along with this D and L naming also we have done. Now only thing is left is, what is the difference between capital DL and small dl, or plus D or minus L? Okay. So this capital D and L is nothing but it is the relative configuration of compounds as what we have been doing. It has nothing to do with the actual rotation of ppl. Okay, this is what we have designed. Okay, our way of just putting some configuration for our convenience. It has no experimental value, it is purely theoretical. Okay, D and L, nothing to do with rotation. So just remember, D and L is purely theoretical. It is a kind relative configuration given to carbohydrates and proteins. Okay, and it has nothing to do with the ppl or rotation of ppl. Whereas small d and small l, they are purely experimentally determined. Okay, you cannot do theoretical determination. Second, it has only to do with the rotation of ppl in polarimeter experiment. Okay, so therefore we only work with things which we can do on paper, right? Theory. This is purely experimental and it has only thing to do with rotation of light. Okay, so if any compound is rotating right side, so I will tell that that compound is small d, but then I'll have to do the experiment to do that. Okay, now you see, this is L. Will it rotate light in clockwise or anti-clockwise? We don't know. We'll have to do the experiment for this. And once I do experiment, this can be like this also, plus d, L whatever this compound, L serine. It can be this, I don't know. Okay, so this thing must be experimentally determined. Clear? Right? So don't never get confused and write properly in exams or anywhere else. Okay, this is capital and small, they have a huge difference. This is theoretical and that is experimental. Okay, so this lecture will be up to here only. We have covered all kinds of nomenclatures. Okay, in the next lecture we are going to deal with now chirality of compound, or what is called optically active compound. Okay, and slowly we'll deal into symmetries and enantiomeric excess and everything. Okay, I hope this lecture has really helped you. So then please like it, and if you have any doubts or if you haven't understood, let me know in the comments. Okay, till then we'll meet in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.